We are Three Friends Talk.
Hey!
You found it.
Hey, Leah. I did find it. Yes.
Oh, that was
Hey, friends.
Hey, friends.
Welcome to another episode of Three Friends Talk. And as you can see,
It's two friends.
Two of three friends tonight. 2/3 of us tonight.
What happened to Dr. Sylvia?
What
happened to Dr. Sylvia?
I think
Is she still mad at us because we left her last week?
You know, if you guys missed it last week, Leah and I were together on a trip, and Dr. Sylvia probably felt some kind of way, but you know, she already knew that was going to happen. Lo and behold, did we know that she was going to be away this week, and she was supposed to log in from her undisclosed location.
Oh, but she's also at an undisclosed location.
I think so.
Y'all love to undisclose y'all location.
I know I do, but I really hope that she's able to log in from her, remote area to join us.
For not, we understand. We got it. You, girl.
You got two of the three friends, and we will hold it down for Dr. Sylvia while she is away.
So, friends, in the comments, let us know how you're doing tonight. Say hey. Tell us where you are. Tell Dr. Sylvia how much you miss her. So
I'm sure she'll catch this later and have plenty of comments for you guys. So if you need to engage with her, please go ahead and put something in the comments because she will get back to you.
Yes, she will.
Dr. Leah,
what's going on?
Well, we still have a little bit to talk about from our last trip.
Yeah. The last time I saw you, we were we still in an undisclosed location?
Yes, we were traveling.
Oh my gosh.
We actually, we are taking, I'm going to tell everybody, it was like a mother-son trip. Leah and I both have sons, and we've decided to take them now that, outside is open. We're going to take every opportunity to travel with them. And my son actually was like, look, I want to go here, here, and here. So we're just lining it up as we go. So we'll be able to tell you about our journeys with our sons. I will say that I went to my first Major League Baseball game, and
that was fun.
I had so much fun because we're boy moms, so it's not like we're going to do a lot of girly stuff. We were outside doing what the boys wanted to do. And I mean, I have a traditional, typical rough and tough little boy who likes to be outside getting dirty and everything else. So the baseball game, actually, Dr. Leah, was your son's idea to go to the baseball game.
Yeah, Jalen is all things sports. He actually, is determined to, I don't know if he's going to major in sports, but I think he's going to major in something dealing with like sports analysis, or management, journalism. So, we
I learned a lot.
Yeah, we do anything involving whatever he's into at the moment. So right now, that's what he's into. I think that it will carry on into his career. So I'm gonna nurture
exposure. I think exposure.
Because he was telling you a lot of things that you didn't know, right? Didn't he tell you a lot of things? He was telling you a lot of things that you didn't know about.
Absolutely. I was gonna say exposure is, I think, a really, really key component to education. So we plan to expose them to as much as we can. And he was telling me about, the players and, what some of the statistics mean. I was like, what is the score?
Now that was funny.
We're going to be here.
Courtney was like, what's the score? I said, you see the two
like,
numbers on top of each other. I said, you see the R and the H and the E. And she was like, I don't.
All I know is that I was ready to catch a ball until I saw somebody get hit with the ball, and I was I'm
We
out.
don't. No, we didn't want that to happen. So we did. That was all of our all of us were enjoying our first Major League Baseball game. That was fun, and we ate pretty well, I would say.
Oh my
And
gosh. Yeah, we'll have to talk about our the food because reservations is key as well. When you're going out, make sure you get your reservations early. Y'all gonna
and
be
make
waiting
sure your Uber
forever.
driver knows the address of where you're going,
Man.
and that he doesn't
No,
drop
it
you
was
off.
Lyft. Lyft gave us a problem.
Well, yeah. Make sure that they don't drop you off a block and a half away until
And
you
they
can go into
just left.
and tell you to go in the vacant building. Just open the door. I'm like, what?
No.
Sir, there's no sign. There's nothing telling us that this
We'll
is
be
where
we'll
we're.
be better prepared. But we actually like to wing it because I think we have the best memories when we don't have it planned out
That's
and
true.
we're just, vulnerable and doing whatever we want. So we had a
Yeah.
great time.
So
Um,
if any of our friends, are you traveling currently? Anybody check in with us in the comments. Tell us if you have anything planned, if you have been anywhere already this summer, or what do you aspire
well,
to go and travel?
I will say this, Leah. I'll be gone again in 2 weeks because like I said,
Was it
I'm
two
living
weeks?
this.
I thought it was
Yes,
closer than that.
I told everybody I'm living this mermaid life this year. I am actually going to be on the beach as much as possible and all these islands and everywhere. I'm just making up lost time for last year.
I
So I'll be
understand.
gone again in 2 weeks, and I will say that TSA pre-check clear.
Mhm.
Um, so get the extra step for clear because that
Okay.
has been extremely helpful. I didn't know about clear until I think the beginning of this summer. So not just TSA pre-check, but yeah, TSA pre-check clear has saved the day once again.
Hey,
So
Mark Tilford Jr. Thanks for checking
not
in.
his whole government name.
His whole government name.
Hey,
That's my
Mark.
brother right there. That's my brother. Well, and to add to that, Dr. Courtney, Clear is only available at certain airports. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's not available in Memphis. So you
Oh,
would not be.
sorry. Womp womp.
We have like 3 flights going out, so it don't matter.
Not three.
um,
Well, it's here in
yeah.
Atlanta for
It's
sure.
about 3. So I was gonna update you. I did actually. I'm scheduling my appointment to do my TSA pre-check because I don't have it. So
You didn't have it?
I
What?
don't. Because again, Memphis, like when you go through the Memphis airport, girl, you get there like literally 30 minutes before your flight, and you go through
You good to
TSA,
go?
and we don't have
No,
those
ma'am.
problems.
Atlanta,
So, but the more that the more
2
that
hours.
right,
Got
the more that the world is opening up, I know that I need to go ahead and add pre-check because my parents are they still both have military benefits. So
Oh, so they get through.
girl, they go through with no problem. Like it's already, my mom, we went on a trip before and she beat me through. And I was like, wait a minute, ma'am. She's just gonna
They
beat
have it in
me.
that wheelchair. They have the little security people get up to the front of the line.
Right. So yeah, I'm applying for my TSA pre-check as well. Like you said, if your airport is eligible and has clear, go ahead and see if you would like to add that benefit. I'm sure
Got
that
it.
it's
Check.
very helpful. And Dr. Sylvia, I believe
She's trying.
she's
She's
trying. Are
trying.
you ready, Dr. Sylvia? Are you in the building?
What? Are you in the hospital? Oh, okay. I thought that was a hospital gown. Yes.
You're so shady.
What happened? What the?
Hi, Dr. Sylvia.
Hello
Hey,
there. Hello
You
is that
look
there.
you
Santana?
look rather beautiful and
Glow? She
relaxed.
looks like she glowing.
I mean, girl.
Kissed by
I
the
had a
sun.
wonderful nap. And why y'all didn't call me?
Oh,
Why y'all didn't call me to make sure
did I not
that
say
I
that?
did call
Did
you,
I not say I bet she's laying down somewhere on the beach?
ma'am. I called.
okay.
I'm a good friend.
I
I
did
called
call
you.
you. And I text you
And I
like
hit you up,
2
about
hours
WhatsApp
ago.
because that's the only thing that works in these remote locations is WhatsApp. So
Oh girl. Well, we had a what
that's another
snap.
story.
A
You
what
had a what snap.
Yes, and it was amazing.
Not a
Excuse my
WhatsApp.
tardiness.
It's okay.
You're forgiven. We were gonna hold it
Yeah.
down. I'm sure
I
you'll love my little
see.
song in the beginning.
I see. I see. I
Yeah.
love
So
Clear. I love Clear. Even though this morning at
what
4
happened?
something in the morning, Clear was not available.
Open?
Oh, you know
Oh.
what? And I learned that as well when I was doing my application for TSA PreCheck. You can actually go online and see which airports have TSA PreCheck, which airports have clear, and the days and the times that they operate. I didn't know that TSA PreCheck is only like available certain times and certain times.
Oh, it's like 5 a.m. to like 10 p.m. Something like that.
But you're doing global entry, right, Leah? Not just pre-check, right?
No, this is well. You know what? It might be, girl. I don't know. I'll
I
find
don't
out when I go to
know.
my
Go ahead
appointment.
and get
Doing it
global
all.
entries. Ball out, ball out.
Yeah, I'll find out.
So ball out. I can't. Okay, so Sylvia, you came in right at the perfect time because I really didn't want to miss this conversation with you. In the media right now, a lot of people are talking about the Olympics and Sha'Carri. And, you know, I'm disappointed that she's not going to be able to run because now she's been omitted from the opportunity to even be in the relays, right? So a lot of people are trying to make this, you know, we're boycotting or protesting against the Olympics and it's a race thing. Now, personally, I'll tell you how I feel. I don't think it's a race thing. You know, I think she made a mistake. It's the rules. She can't run. And I think that any player will be would have been held to the same standards. And I think there's so many other athletes where we shouldn't, well, I'm not going to protest because so many people have worked so hard to be there. So what do you guys think?
I mean, we're not going to turn the TV on because Tokyo is not open. We can't go watch. So I
Well,
don't
we
know.
can't go anyway.
I mean, I think
We are going to turn the
protest
TV
is-
on.
I just,
We got to root for the other little girl. What's the tumbler?
I'm just saying, what is the tactic of this protest? We gonna turn
Ma'am.
the TV off?
I'm just
We gonna leave
saying
the TV
that's
off?
what the people.
Ma'am.
That's what the people doing.
Ma'am, the
Hmm?
other little girl.
The tumbler. What's her name?
Ma'am.
Simone Biles. She's a fellow
Yes.
Texan.
Huh.
And
Look
she's
at
called
her.
a
She is
gymnast,
short.
not a tumbler.
She is
It's
short.
called a gymnast, not a
That's why I'm
tumbler.
like, tumbling
That's
is for
what
like
3 and
that's
4
for
year
like
olds do.
6-year-olds, right?
What
Stop
is that
it.
move you're doing?
You knew what I meant.
I don't know what she's doing.
You knew what I meant. She does the flips. Yes.
Okay.
I love
it.
Yeah, but
Hey,
I
we
mean,
leave that alone right now.
yeah, you leave that alone, girl. I think I'll tune in occasionally to what I want to see. You know, I
We
don't
got to
keep
watch
it
the
running
swimming.
like 24/7, but
I mean,
I
nobody
think I'll
be
watches
watching
the
the
Olympics
swimming.
24/7. But I'm excited
Simone
to see the Gabby girl, the Harvard graduate.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of Black girl magic. You know, a lot.
Absolutely.
So
And I'm
not
sure
gonna
Sha'Carri will be
protest.
back.
She will be back, and I stand with
She'll be
my
back.
fellow Dallasite. And you know, we
What's the
got
Dallas
caught up
team?
this time.
Sha'Carri, she's from
That
Dallas.
just don't sound right when you say it like that.
You know what? New Orleanian.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
I stand with her. You know, we got caught up this time. Next time we won't get caught up, and you know, we're gonna watch her march to gold.
You got on a yellow swimsuit. I want to see. It look like it's
just
yellow.
woke up. Leave me alone.
That is
Fine.
not what we're about to do. But let's get into this show. How about that?
Yes, we are very excited about the show tonight. So we have an amazing super friend that's joining us tonight. Well, let's tell everybody about the month of July, right? Leading into this is our healing month, right? So we hope you guys enjoyed the month of June. We were talking about men's health care. And as we dive into the month of July, this is all about healing, self-healing. What does healing mean to you, right? So we have... What's that? Your self-care right now? This is healing for you,
It's
Dr.
beautiful.
Healing hair.
I love it.
Healing hair. Okay.
Are those medium, large, extra medium? What size are they?
We have an array.
I don't do braids, so I don't know the lingo for the braids.
Well, I was looking at a couple of sites, like some of them, it's the parting, you know. So if it's the big parts, that's a large braid, and the smaller ones are small.
I did these myself. We're not going to look at the parts, but anyway,
I love
let's
it.
get into
I love
this.
it.
Yes.
I love it.
You did it yourself? Oh, we have to get
and
close up.
I know our guest is a fan of YouTube University, so she kind of set me up for the okie doke. Everything looks so cool and easy. But anyway, I don't want to.
You did a wonderful job, Dr. Sylvia. Very
Thank
good.
you, Dr.
I'll be
Lee.
the judge of that when I see it closer.
Just
So,
you're not gonna see it closer.
okay, our amazing super friend is another graduate of the Xavier University in Louisiana. So I would like to share with you guys a little bit about her. She is a judge and she graduated from Xavier, poli-sci graduate in 2001. And after Xavier, she went on to Loyola University in New Orleans, College of Law, graduated from there in 2005. In 2016, September of 2016, she was appointed by former United States Attorney General Loretta Lynch to serve as an immigration judge. She currently serves as a judge here in Atlanta, and she resides with her family, her husband and her children, and her daughters are actually Xavierites as well. So she's keeping it in the family.
Xavier
I would
grads?
like to introduce, what I also want to mention before I bring her to the Three Friends Talk stage, that she published her memoir, which is titled Mama Didn't Raise This Woman. And it was published June 2019. So we are so excited to hear all about her journey. Welcome to the Three Friends Talk stage, the Honorable Judge Njeri Bettis Maldonado.
Hey, friend.
Hey,
What's
friend.
I told
happening?
her I was going to be extra and put all of it in the title. The Honorable Judge. She said I didn't
I
have
would
to say
expect
judge.
nothing less.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Okay. All of
Wait, let me see the book
Esquire,
again,
okay?
Sylvia. Put it up.
Doctor.
Put it up again.
Oh, okay.
Show us
Oh, Sylvia
again.
bought the book too, the undisclosed location. All right,
Yes.
Sylvia.
I did.
I got mine too. It's on the bookshelf.
Mine is on the coffee table. Y'all didn't tell me I was supposed to bring it in here.
We got it though. So welcome. We are so happy to have you. And Sylvia, I wanted you to share with us one of your memories with you and the judge from way back in the day.
Was she the judge then?
Casually, yes, she was. I just casually mentioned that you were my peer dean of the gray group, and they were like, "You remember the color? You such a nerd." And I'm like, "Yeah, my truth is my truth."
Who remembers the color group from?
I remember my
also
color.
said,
Oh my
No.
y'all
I
meant
don't
to
remember
be.
my
we were
color.
light gray. Yeah.
So
Anyway,
let's tell everybody. So when we were freshmen at Xavier, to transition into the college life, you were grouped into these color groups, right? And some of, I think it was by like city, right? Your
No.
area, your region, like
No,
at the Midwest.
I
You
thought
had
it
the,
was random.
It was a
Yeah, they
mix-up.
tried
You're
to
trying
break
to
it
get
up.
to know people.
Right.
oh, okay. Well, I was probably with the New Orleans crew. I don't know.
No, not in your
He likes
group.
to fib.
Not in
Okay.
your group.
But it was, and then we were color coded. So we had yellow, gray, purple, green, all the colors, the spectrum of the rainbow. So
Several colors.
Njeri was a peer dean. And so Sylvia remembered her from leading the group. And so I think must have done a great job because Sylvia
She did a great job, and then she
had
didn't
nothing
switch
but
it
good
up.
things to say.
Y'all know how some of the upperclassmen, once school actually started, they be like,
They didn't speak to you anymore.
Yeah, she did. She never did that. She was cool.
She never wavered.
throughout. She never.
No, that's not me.
Yay.
You know, it's a funny story about that because I interviewed to be a peer dean, was told that I didn't make it. But the first day of orientation, they called and was like, "We've been waiting on you and you're not here." And I was like, "Oh, well, I can come," because I live in New Orleans. So I lived in New Orleans. So I was like, "Well, I can come." So when I got there was this whole thing about, "Oh, it was a mistake. They weren't supposed to call you." And everybody was like, "Well, she's going to be a peer dean." So I had been a peer dean for the 2 years after that as well. So, Xavier politics, but whatever. I was a peer dean.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was meant to be. They couldn't stop me if they wanted to.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Well, look, we definitely want to play a game with you as well. So when we have our guests on the show, we like to play a game called This or That. So sorry, you're gonna have to play. No special treatment. No special treatment. You can't skip the game. So it's no pressure. But I am gonna put 30 seconds on the clock. So,
Okay.
No
Dr. Leah is going to be my timekeeper.
As she
And
said, no pressure.
no pressure. None.
I'm
Okay.
good under pressure. Let's go.
Look, she ready, Dr.
So,
Courtney. So the pressure's on you.
hey,
The
challenge.
pressure is on you. How about that?
So I'm going to give you 2 options. You blurt out the first thing that comes to mind, and we're going to try to beat the clock. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You ready, Dr. Leah?
I just
Oh, I'm sorry. When I say
T'Challa said, "Come on."
not a dog rushing me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I say go, hit the buzzer and go. iPhone or Droid?
Droid.
Hey, Facebook or IG? I got excited.
Facebook.
Heels or sneakers?
Since the pandemic, sneakers.
Oh, sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Staycation or vacation?
Vacation.
Introvert or extrovert?
Who all there?
Oh, ma'am.
Introvert.
Okay. Saints or Falcons?
Saint, what girl?
I'm just asking. Making sure.
Ma'am.
Okay, rich friend, loyal friend.
Loyal.
Love or money?
Love.
Coffee, wine, or Hennessy?
Coffee all day long.
Really? Oh, okay.
And you didn't win. I actually restarted it. I was trying to pause it because no. What I'm saying is, Dr. Courtney didn't win. Dr. Courtney did not win because she was about to. I won. No, you didn't.
I
You
did.
didn't win. No,
I didn't have brother.
I paused.
I think
because
that they won. We're gonna give it to him, Leah.
I paused because I wanted Njeri to continue her statement, and then when I hit restart,
No, I think Leah messed it up. That's
I
what
didn't
I think
up.
that
I did
not
mess
that
up, but you
serious.
didn't win.
Congratulations to the winners of this and that.
we did
Our
good.
guest,
Dr. Courtney did not win. She did not win.
Thank you.
Dr. Courtney. Dr. Courtney.
Thank you.
Now,
Wait a minute. Who
we
said
don't
the
have a
Saints or
talk.
Falcons? It was just disrespectful. No,
Thank
it
you,
was not.
Angel. That is disrespectful, girl. What?
Look. I knew what the answer was going to be, but I needed all the people in the back to hear.
The Bucks or the Hawks?
The Hawks.
The Pelicans.
I mean, I'm always gonna root for the home team, but I'm gonna tell the truth.
Thank you. Okay. We want to
I'm
change
proud of the Hawks, but the Pels.
Yeah.
Hey.
But the Pels came from Charlotte. So does that even count? Like y'all didn't have basketball when we were in school.
Sylvia.
Okay.
Question
number 1.
See, there they go.
Okay, so Xavier is world renowned. We're all about the sciences and getting the most Black doctors in the school. At one point we had the most pharmacists, but you went to Xavier and majored in poli-sci. Did you know you always wanted to be a judge? How did that journey begin?
Absolutely not. I started off as a pre-med major and quickly decided that was not the life that I was going to be living. And I changed my major first semester sophomore year to poli-sci because then I decided that I did want to go to law school. And I had enough guts to tell my dad that I wanted to be a lawyer instead of a doctor because that was kind of his dream. But he was cool with me being a lawyer. So, all ended well. And ironically, I did not always know that I wanted to be a judge. I just knew I wanted to be a lawyer. I didn't even know what kind of lawyer I wanted to be. It just so happens that between law school and undergrad, I worked for INS. And when I was working for INS, one of the bailiffs for the court would, see me working around there. And he would say, you know what, I could see you one day as an immigration judge. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that he was speaking that, into existence for me. It kind of just rolled that way. So, yeah.
Now, I would say, was that random or something going on where,
it was random. I told him that I was just working there for the summer. I just needed a summer job because I did not want to work once I got into law school. And so I told him I was going to law school and we were just kind of chit-chatting. He said, I can see you being one of the immigration judges. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. And it really didn't hit me again until years later after I had been practicing immigration for a while that I was like, you know what? He said he can see me as an immigration judge. I could see me as an immigration judge too.
Mm.
Wow, because it's so
It's
specific. It's
amazing.
like, how did he see that? Yeah, I get amazed by people speaking that
Yeah,
into existence.
yeah. You never know what seed is gonna be planted by who, when, and where.
Right.
So that's
You
amazing.
ready to
You said it was a
receive your
bailiff.
blessing?
It was a bailiff
Right.
that said that.
It was
That's
a
good.
bailiff that said it. Yeah.
Mm.
So I
Yeah.
have a question. What's the difference between like immigration, INS, and ICE?
Okay, so INS no longer exists. It's ICE
Oh,
now. So INS is
oh,
now
okay.
it was split into a bunch of different agencies after 9/11. If that's the easiest
Okay.
way to explain it. So INS no longer exists. It would now be considered ICE. And so that's the difference, really. And the immigration court is under the Department of Justice. So we are in a different agency as well.
Okay, cool. Now I know.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
So
Mhm.
did you always aspire to attend Xavier?
I did. I mean, I grew up in New Orleans, and my maternal grandmother lived in Gertown. So Xavier was
Hello.
always part of my upbringing. And it was absolutely one of my top choices of schools to go to. And my daddy was like, well, you're going to school in New Orleans. And I said, well, if I got to go to school in New Orleans, then I'm going to Xavier. So there
Mhm.
was
You
no
weren't
other
ready to
option.
leave home?
So yeah, I always knew that I wanted to go to Xavier. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you weren't ready to leave home
I
then?
was ready. He wasn't ready for me to leave home.
That's how it goes.
Oh.
That's how it goes. That's how
Yeah.
I ended at Xavier too.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, even at one point I was like, well, mate, when I was going to change my major from pre-med to political science, I was like, well, I could just go to Southern because they have a law school. He was like, you can't even go to Baton Rouge.
Oh
It was
my
like, you
goodness,
are
just
oh,
down
still
the
in New
street.
Orleans.
for those that don't
Yes.
know, that's just an hour away. Like,
It's
really.
just an hour away.
It's
And my
down the street.
stepmom is a Southern graduate. She was like, why can't she go to Southern? He was like, oh, no, no, no.
Wow.
No, no, no. So,
What
yeah.
what did you stay on campus? Did you have the on campus experience?
No,
Are you
Now,
serious?
no,
that was my deal breaker. Like, if I stay at home, I'm staying on campus.
no. I mean,
Oh
I was on campus
wow.
a lot, but I
Yeah,
slept
she
at
was always
home.
on campus. Yeah,
Okay.
I love
Okay,
Gotcha.
it.
so tell us about the journey after, you go to Xavier, you went on to Loyola, which Loyola is one of the best schools for law school, right? That's
It
the
is.
reputation that I've always gotten from Loyola's law school, right? If you're going to practice
Yes,
law out of New Orleans, you got to go to Loyola. But
yes,
did you start practicing in New Orleans?
I
How did you get
did.
from New Orleans to Atlanta?
I started practicing in New Orleans. Let me just tell y'all, I heard this saying one time, and I was like, I didn't know this is how I was living my life, but clearly this is how I was living my life. Somebody told me that life is like a kite; it's flown on a string, not on a stick. You got to be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was
Ooh.
in law school, like I said, I just wanted to be a lawyer. I didn't know what kind of lawyer. Everybody else had these goals and aspirations. I was like, y'all, I just want a job. So after law school was over, I connected with some people that graduated the year or 2 years ahead of me. And, asked whether or not their firm was hiring. And several of them connected me with their partners. I had some interviews. And for 3 years, I worked in medical malpractice in New Orleans. Didn't have any aspiration to be in medical malpractice. It made my daddy real happy. He was like, well, I guess you're going to be dealing with medicine anyway. But I mean, it was not what I was interested in, but it was definitely a start. Like, I'm really grateful I had a job. It was a good job.
Yeah.
And it was only after I had my son and he was born with a heart condition and he had heart surgery that I quit the firm. And then afterwards I started working for the government in immigration. So I just had to move where the wind took me and be flexible.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So then when you got to Atlanta, what
Mhm.
is that when the immigration practice started or did start in New Orleans?
The
And then
immigration
you
practice
brought it
started in New Orleans.
in.
Yeah, it
Okay.
started in New Orleans. I was there for several years and then I transferred to Atlanta in 2011.
All right. So I think this will segue a little bit into, the book that I want to talk about. I'll leave that for Dr. Sylvia though, since she
Well,
has
I
the
just
book.
want to make it so sis, you know, was working in malpractice. She had her son. She's not talking about the other children in her life. I mean, you was doing a lot, and that is amazing. And you were still had the flexibility to be on a string and not a stick. That's pretty amazing.
I felt like I think as Black women, we can relate to this. When you kind of feel like you don't have a choice, you just need to make life adjustments and you want to make the best adjustments that you can. Because I married my husband in 2007. We have 3 beautiful children at the start of our marriage. And in 2008, my son was born, and we knew that he was born with a heart condition. So at the end of 2008, he had heart surgery, and I ended up quitting my job. And it was January 2009 that I started working for the government. So I knew that I needed to be at a certain place at a certain time for my family, but that I also needed to make adjustments for myself as well, and adjustments that would allow me to be with my family more.
Right. That makes sense.
Love it. Yeah. And I think that's the unsungness of women everywhere. We just do what we have to do for our family.
Basically.
Sorry, I got a little sleep in my voice still.
Oh.
What?
She got a little beach in her voice. She's been on that beach.
I'm jealous about it though.
Right.
I ain't mad.
Rub it in, Sylvia.
I was gonna be outside. So
why is the shade not open? We need to see the view.
Well, it's dark now. It's dark. There's nothing to see. Anyway, I'll take you for a tour at the end.
Yeah, how luxurious is that suite? It looks.
Don't worry about it.
A house?
Where
are you? Jeez.
It's an undisclosed location.
Okay. Not gonna pry.
See, I'm glad you didn't disclose it because she said she was going to it first.
I'm not gonna expose you. No. So tell us about what led to this awesome, amazing book. Dr. Sylvia, hold it up for the people.
So again, I'm on a string and not a stick, right? So, and I have been contemplating this book for years. I actually had the title of the book for years and would talk to my husband about it, my best friend about it. And I just never had the time in my mind anyway. I ain't had no time to sit down and write nobody book. So if everybody can remember, at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, the government shut down. So all government workers are on furlough. And I was like, well, I don't have nothing to do. Let me go ahead and write this book. So I started writing, and every day I would get up, I would sit at my computer like I was at work, and from 8 in the morning to 5, sometimes 6 in the afternoon, I would just sit down and write. Sometimes I just stared at the computer all day, because I couldn't get anything out. Sometimes I cried all day because of what I did get out. And I was finished within about 2.5 months writing the entire book. And so I went through the editing process, and because of the time frame that I was in at that point in time, I said, you know what, I'm going to just release it on my birthday, since my birthday is in June. So that's what actually got the book on paper, because the government shut down and I had no excuse that I didn't have time anymore, because I had all the time in the world.
Well, I know that this book was amazing, and I think that it fits our healing month, because can you share with us, because in your own words, I would assume that this is a healing process for you and the things that you talked about. Can you share with us how this was healing for you?
Absolutely. So, like I said, I had a lot of time to cry when I wrote the book, because I decided that I wanted to start it one way. And when I tell you that the book took me a whole different route because of the emotions that I was feeling and feeling like I needed to explain why some of my feelings existed. I actually, like I said, I wanted to write the book for years before that. Not because I felt like I needed to do it, but because I had been encountering so many other young girls and just young people who also didn't grow up with their mothers in their lives. And for the longest time, I thought that my brother and I were just different. That, everybody mama is, your daddy might not be there, but your mama gonna be there. So I just thought that we were different, and I didn't talk about it a lot. But when I started to encounter a lot of young people, even my own kids, who didn't have close relationships with their mother, I actually started looking for resources for my children. so that instead of just sharing my experiences, I can share somebody else's experiences. And I came up with nothing. I could not find a book or resource about growing up without your mother, how you feel, how you navigate through all of that. So I decided that I needed to write the book. So, fast forward to the furlough, and I decided I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to do it so that I can have a resource, at least for those other people who need the resource. And in the meantime, it was a great healing for me, because not only did I have to relive a lot of it, so I got it out of my system, but it also helped me look at my mother as a human being and not a mother only. So it actually helped in that healing and trying to understand why she did some of the things that she did. And it's essentially about her not being around for a large majority of me and my brother's life because of all types of issues. Either she didn't want to be there, or there was some type of substance abuse, or there was a guy, but she just was not present in our lives for the majority of our lives.
Gotcha.
And we
So
have a
yeah,
couple
I mean,
of comments too. I just want to let you know that Kelly Martin is out there, and she's commenting. She said, "All right, now that was earlier," and
Hey, Kelly.
she also said the Lord will lead your journey and provide a path and dream bigger than you could imagine. So just want to
that's
I
right.
agree.
Be obedient.
shout
Yeah.
out Kelly and let her know we see your comments.
I absolutely agree with that. It is not something that I can ever plan to do and get it right. So totally agree.
Absolutely. So Sylvia, did you get through all of them? Do you have a favorite section? The book.
No, I'm still
What?
reading.
I'm just asking.
I fell asleep, so I didn't get to the second half.
She had an
But I'm
early
gonna
flight.
finish it before the trip is over, and I'll write my testimonial. I just remember when your book came out, I feel like, where did this come from? So it's so good to hear your story and the genesis, and I know it wasn't an easy process. So thank you for sharing this with the world. It's touched so many people. My good friend, Dr. Kelly, she doesn't, I don't think y'all know each other, but she told me she went to an event and your book was the book of the month. And she's like, oh my God, I couldn't put it down.
Really?
It was such a page turner.
Oh,
Like, so
That's good to hear.
yeah, you're definitely bringing communities together. Like, I feel like, I don't know, people from Xavier know people everywhere. So it's just a very,
Yes.
I wouldn't
it
even say
is true.
6 degrees of separation, but it's just so good to see. I was like, wow, she's impacting so many people through her words. So shout
That
out
makes
to
me so
you.
happy to hear that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, we have more comments. People are checking in. Shanti says, "So proud of you, sis."
Thank you, Shanti.
And we have Alicia. She said, "Great job, Najee."
Thank you, Leash.
So what are you doing now for self-care?
Right now for self-care, to be honest, if I don't do anything, I'm gonna get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, because self-care is
Oh,
hard, y'all. It's it's hard. I mean, I got kids. I have a husband who is my oldest child. I love him.
I see that all the
Um,
time. Oh my God.
Now, Courtney,
What? What?
and our husbands are from the same side of the track, so it just be a lot
You
sometimes.
go to the same high school? Like that's
They did. They absolutely
hard.
did.
Like, did they take
So,
a
I
class?
mean, it's just a lot. So I just want to take care of myself. A lot of people feel like self-care has to be something extravagant, and that's nice too. Trust me, I am not knocking it, because when I can, I'm gonna do it as well. But on a consistent basis, what I'm going to make sure I do is take care of myself. And I think that begins with getting enough sleep. So I am going to sleep. Like, we can have people at the house and Ramon could be down there like entertaining his world out. And I'm
She's
like,
like
well,
my
I got to
mom.
get up.
Parties are fun. I'm not gonna lie. Yes.
I got to get up for work. So y'all have fun. Like, I'm going to bed. Y'all not going to keep me up. I'm going to sleep.
Right.
I love it. That's how my mom is. My mom be like, "All right, y'all.
What y'all doing?
Y'all have
Go
fun." I'm getting
Right. Somebody load the dishwasher. I'm going to bed. Thank you.
have a
No,
house
I'm
full of
with you.
folks.
Matter of fact, like I said, me and my girlfriend, we are leaving out again in 2 weeks. So that's where I'll be. Self-care. Back on the
Good.
beach.
I don't blame
Good.
you. So what else is on the track for you?
Another book?
Um,
Oh.
I did sit down and start writing
Yay!
another book. I would like to write a second book in line with Mama Didn't Raise This Woman with my brother. We haven't
Oh.
really gotten that off the ground yet, but it is still
Shout
a
out to
desire of mine and his, because I think it'll be part of his healing process. His story is so polar opposite of my story, but we lived in the same household with the same two parents. Is,
Mm.
I think that there's just another side that should be told from his perspective. But we just have to sit down and get that together. But yes, I do aspire to write another book, not only in line with Mama Didn't Raise This Woman, but just another book that's just different, because I also realize that writing is something that I really like. I really like to do it.
Well,
Oh,
I
that
can't
sounds
wait.
great.
That would be great to see how it's a whole nother perspective. But y'all are so close, you know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yes.
yeah.
goodness.
Shout
That's
out to
wonderful.
your I won't cuss, but very cute, handsome brother.
Well,
Okay, I'll let him know, girl. He may be watching. Don't
Wait
buck
a
his head up,
minute.
though.
Wait a
What
minute.
you say?
That was
I
I didn't know
mean,
you felt that way, Sylvia.
that was kind of
He's
off the
very
rails,
cute,
but
and he can
okay.
rap too. So
okay.
yeah.
Oh, so you so
Are you
you've been
following
checking for him.
Y'all gonna leave Sylvia alone. I know
I
that.
didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know.
It
I
Okay.
didn't
popped
know
up in my
myself.
timeline. I said, okay.
So look, if the people still want the book, where can they find the book?
You can find it on Amazon, Audible, and on Kindle. I did read it for Audible. That was a whole different experience, y'all. So if you hear it on Audible, that's all me.
Oh
All of the
wow.
fumbles, all of that. Yes, it was a very different experience. And you can also go to NajeraMaldonadoAuthor.com and you can find it on there as well.
Did you
That's
use different
that's
voices?
cool. I was about to say that is
Yeah,
kind of cool.
that's what I
Like,
Sylvia,
wanted to ask.
Dr.
did you
Sylvia,
use
have you
different
done that?
No, I don't think so.
Najee, did you use different voices? Did you have to switch it up like you're in character?
Wait
I
a minute.
tried,
I'm
and I
just
did have
asking.
somebody. I did have somebody say that at one point in the book, it really helped them because they felt what that person was saying. Because I felt like I was
Did it with
conveying it like I heard it
expression.
in the first place. You know, this is
Mhm.
crazy. My brother is calling me right now, girl. He must have heard you, Sylvia.
We
Um,
So Sylvia trying to holler. Yes.
Lord have
I'm
mercy.
a you okay. We gonna talk about that later. But yes,
Tell her she
I
a
did
doctor.
I use different inflections in my voice. I'll say that. I didn't necessarily use a different voice.
Mhm.
Okay. Inflection. Yes, I love
But
Yes.
that.
okay, I know this is maybe a controversial word, but I mean no disrespect. Did you use like a Wody accent at all?
Oh my.
Wait a minute. I'm offended.
Girl,
I got
bye.
you.
You
So
ain't offended.
You don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer
But
that.
okay, Courtney. So was it just me, or was it you as well that people asked where was your New Orleans accent when you were at Xavier?
All the time.
And I was like, I sound like I'm from New Orleans. They're like, no, but you don't sound like the Wodies. And I was like, what is a Wodie?
So let's define that for the people in the back.
Oh my God.
Yes, it was controversial.
If
I
people
didn't
are
mean no
not,
disrespect.
used to hearing someone from New Orleans, there is a particular accent that we hear often from the locals, right? So for some reason, I guess because No Limit, and it was like, I don't know, where did "whoa" come from? I don't know, but then we would call
Juvenile. It was on one of them songs.
right,
Wodie.
Cash Money, right? So
Yeah.
all that was really, really hot late 90s. So all of a sudden, all this "whoa," and if you were from New Orleans and we called they, "whoa day," and because Juvenile and them would say it all the time. So if you're from New Orleans, we would call "woadies" around school. But I don't remember having, and I still don't. People say that I don't have the typical or traditional New Orleans accent. And I get what they're saying because I hear it a lot too, or I can pick it up when I hear somebody like, "Where you from New Orleans, huh?"
Right.
And so if I get upset or start talking fast, people will be like, "Ha ha, I heard it." Like there it is. Or if I go home and I'm around my family or other friends that have a deeper accent than I do, it will come out. But yeah, I don't think I get offended that we have to sound like that because we're from New Orleans.
No. Well, that was
I'm a
not
little
my
sensitive,
intent.
Sylvia. I'm sensitive.
That's not my intent, but it is
Okay.
a very integral part of New Orleans. So
It
Is it?
absolutely
when he
is.
was
Is
doing
it?
collections,
No, it is,
that
Courtney. Don't front. It really
Okay.
is.
I won't
and
give
it
her a
comes
hard
out of
time.
her too sometimes.
That's
So
why
that's why I
I
said
said
when she was doing
she's gonna
inflections,
pretend she's offended.
yeah, faint offense.
And
But
Shanti, don't say that we funny because you don't sound like you have a New Orleans accent either. Whatever.
And I know she said baby, like baby, y'all
Please,
funny.
Baby. Right.
Baby, y'all funny.
please say hello to Aunt Marcine. She
Hi,
says my amazing niece.
Marcine.
I like that name.
Yes.
But yeah, that's all I meant. Like
Shanti
with
said
doing
baby.
inflections
Baby,
was
y'all
doing
Baby,
funny.
y'all
inflections.
funny. And it's
She was
horrible when
messing with
somebody else
me.
tries to do a New Orleans accent. It's just so
Oh,
Oh, it's
especially on TV. Oh my
terrible.
God.
I hate to hear
You
it on
know
TV.
what?
I'm
The
like, what are you
Popeyes lady is the
saying?
worst. Like, who talks like
You
that?
know, in
No.
no.
university we had to
Nobody.
do. In university we had. I'm sorry, like I really did just wake up.
Oh,
But you know
okay.
we had to do those skits in university, and
Why
yeah,
do you remember
I
all this?
Child.
Because we had
Sylvia.
the best group ever.
Well, I ain't do
I must
nothing.
have been asleep. I
well
must
this
have been in
was
my
in
room.
Must have been
class in
playing on the yard somewhere. Like,
university,
what is happening?
and I played someone from New Orleans, and
Oh my goodness. I
How
wish
did
I could
that
have been in
go?
there.
Probably epic fail.
that was offensive. That was offensive. So I apologize to those who I offended.
To this day, you apologize for effing that up.
They didn't
Okay.
like it. They didn't like it. They were really classy about it. So that was
Oh
that.
my. Oh
I
my
What did
know
you say,
goodness.
better now.
Sylvia?
I I'm not gonna get into it. It's not
Oh,
gonna
okay. Because I had to click you
shine a
off the show.
positive light on me.
I'd be like,
Mm-mm.
Leah, get off the show.
I just apologize.
Wonderful.
Okay,
You learned
so
very early on.
she
Yes, I
did.
did.
She did. Okay, so before we go though, because we really, really appreciate you joining us tonight, I want everyone to know how they can connect with you if they have questions about being a judge, if you have anyone because I know the people may reach out to you,
Mhm.
African American judge. How can I be one? So how can people
Well, I
connect
have
with you
one
if
more
they have any
question after
questions?
that too.
Yeah.
Okay. I am on Instagram, Njeri Maldonado. That's probably the easiest way to connect with me because my contact information is on there. I love to mentor. I have a fabulous mentor that graduated from Xavier and just graduated from LSU Law, who is studying for the bar right now. Shout out to my baby Corinne, because
Yay.
Lord, every day she like, this is too much. I'm like, yes, it is, and we're gonna be okay.
That's
Oh,
Um,
right.
Yes, and I have another mentee who is about to go to law school. So yes, I absolutely love it. If anybody has any questions, I will be happy to answer those questions that can be answered. Don't call me for no legal advice. I'm not doing that.
I'm glad you put that disclaimer out.
No,
Except for
ma'am,
me,
I'm not doing
because
it.
I'm calling
Oh
you.
my.
No, ma'am.
Did
Y'all, I'm
now
calling.
you
I'm
have a
calling.
I
daughter.
will refer you.
Thank
You
good.
do that
I'm
too.
glad you
You
said
do
that.
that too.
You have a daughter that just graduated. You have one or two that graduated from Xavier. I know
I
one.
have one that graduated and one who is getting a dual degree from both Xavier and LSU. So she's going to
Okay.
take a little bit more time than the other twin. They're twins. Yes.
Gotcha. Now,
Beautiful
either one of
twins.
them, are they following in your footsteps?
No, don't nobody want to go to law school. And that's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm okay because like I told y'all earlier, my dad wanted me to be a doctor and it's a little bit of a struggle to
Mm-hmm.
explain that to him. So I want them to go where their heart desires. I'm fine with that.
I understand.
I
Absolutely.
think that's the beauty of our generation. Like, I know my mom wanted to be in education, but her daddy was like, no, go to accounting. And she ended up in education. And it's just good to see those generational things, like where
Mhm.
people are able to freely pursue what makes them happy or what they think makes them happy at the time. So shout out to
Agreed.
you and your husband for really being open to whatever their hearts desire.
We
Also,
tried,
my
child.
my other question is, I didn't know anything about a political science degree or a major. I think if I had known, I might have been like a TV correspondent or something like that and majored in poli sci because I
This
really
girl would have
enjoy.
majored in everything. What is it?
This is a true. I have said this before,
She
maybe
was
not
gonna
on
be a
the show.
dentist, a pharmacist,
Anyway,
not policy.
my question is, what things are open to you with a poli sci major? Like you can go to
That's a good
law
question.
school. What else?
Mm-hmm. You can go to law school. You can go into public administration, which is essentially city government or any level of government, politics. You could do what you just said. You could be a correspondent on any news station. You would be an expert in a certain area, of course. With a political science degree, you can teach. I mean, there's a whole lot that people do with a poli sci degree.
Okay, cool.
Law school is one of the most well-known things to do, but it's certainly not the only thing to do.
So I'm being nosy now. As an immigration judge, are you checking to see if the people really married to like stay in the country? Is that what we
No,
doing?
ma'am.
What we
That's
doing?
not my job. That's not my job, ma'am. I listen to one person tell a story, then I listen to another person tell the story, and I apply the law to what they have told me. Actually, that's the job of the Department of Homeland Security. They have to make sure that people's marriages are actually valid. That's not, well, I don't want to say that's not my job. It's really not my job because that decision should already be made before the case comes to me. But there are some circumstances where people found out something after the fact, and it might come to my attention.
She gonna see if y'all can stay or not. Yes. Okay.
Basically.
That's
pretty much.
That's a hard job.
It is a hard job. I mean, my mother-in-law is an immigrant. She was born in Trinidad and she married my father-in-law who was Puerto Rican, and then she went through the whole process of becoming a naturalized citizen. So trust me, I have people in my family who have gone through the whole process. So I don't think that it's easy by any means. It's very frustrating. It's long. It's the government. I get it. It's not easy. But I mean, you got to compartmentalize. I'm applying the law to the facts. I'm not. I don't feel like I'm doing something to a certain person, even though I know that's the reality of it. But if I thought of it that way, I would come home crying every night. I can't.
You got to separate it. Exactly.
And you hear more about, of course, now in our, the political world that we're in now, in the state of our country, we hear more about immigration and issues with immigration now. I don't recall ever hearing of immigration judges or anyone who dealt with that early on. I guess, when I was like a teenager or anything, which I'm sure they were there. I just don't remember hearing about that.
They were there. In 1996 was the last time that there was a major immigration reform. So maybe that's why you didn't hear a lot about it, because there were things working in the background where immigration wasn't a hot button topic now, now that it is. But like I said, that was in 1996. There was some more changes in 2001, but I mean, that was a long time ago. That was 20 years ago.
Right.
So things have changed.
I live in Texas, so it's always been a thing out here. They were like,
I could see in Texas,
I'm not coming to work today. I heard so and so was going to raid, and I don't have my papers.
Oh,
so
wow!
It's kind of a known entity, in that people worked to not come into contact with those people that could have And then I know a lot of dreamers. So it's very, 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 very.
What did the dreamers dream?
Yes,
brother. She said, "What did the dreamers
dream? What did the dreamers dream?"
Jesus.
You said she knew a lot of dreamers. What did your dreamers dream, Sylvia?
I cannot.
She be saying stuff. I gotta catch her sometime. What did the dreamers?
I know what you mean, Sylvia.
Oh my God.
Ramon said hello.
Hey, Ramon.
He is clearly talking to Courtney with his "Hey sis."
I know, I was like,
it's my brother right there.
So the dreamers are kids that were brought here after a certain time by their parents, so they're in the country as no fault of their own. And President Obama signed an executive order, I believe, and let me know where I'm wrong, allowing them to stay in the country and pursue school, have access to some funding, And I believe that at the end of the day, there's a pathway to citizenship. I don't know if that part is true. No, there's not. Okay,
No, judge said
so
no.
they're here of no fault of
Overruled.
their own. They are American in every way because they grew up here, but they don't have citizenship. So it was a way for them to have some type of status. So they're
You are
considered
correct,
dreamers.
all except for that one point, but you were absolutely correct.
She did her
Yeah.
homework. She don't know something.
I live in Texas. This is a really big thing in reality
Yeah.
in Texas. So
Yeah,
anyway.
that's why I said
Yeah.
I never grew up knowing about anything regarding immigration or anything like that. Like I said, now of course it's like a hot topic. I hear more about it, but that was just never a thing that we talked about in Tennessee.
No, you know, if you do, Leah, let me know. It must be something going on in Tennessee.
I mean, no, I hear about it now, is what I'm saying, but no, I never grew up knowing about that type of thing. Like how Sylvia said, she's heard about it for years.
Okay.
Well, we can't wait for the next book, the next speaking engagement, whatever we can support you in, because we are totally fangirls when it comes to the judge and all that you're doing. Again,
Thank
like you say,
you.
you were one of the first people to show kindness to me as I started
Oh,
transitioning from a high schooler to a college student.
You
And
definitely made an impression. She remembered that color. Boy, dang.
You know what? But I'm happy to hear that because I always know that, you know, you never know what people are going through. So a simple hello can be like the world to a person.
that's true.
And I remember being a freshman and the peer deans kind of like, you know, not talking to us no more after orientation too. And I was like, dang, you was just my friend last week. So I
Right.
wanted to make sure I was not like that.
You definitely did. You definitely did. And we salute you. We love you. Thanks for never switching it up on us. And
Oh, no,
we
ma'am.
look forward to many great things. And thanks for coming on the show.
Looking forward to the Saints
Thank you,
game.
ladies. I'm
Thank
so
you
proud
for
of all of you
being. Thank
too.
you. Thank you for being our fourth friend tonight.
Absolutely.
All right. So don't forget, you guys, to check us out again tomorrow night, Thursday night, on freelytv.com on channel 109 at 10 p.m. Eastern. So you can catch us on Thursday nights as well. But we will be back next Wednesday here on Facebook. So until then, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone. Bye,
Bye.
friends.
Bye.
Bye.